Hi there, and thank you for coming to my presentation on the updates and changes to our renovation project for the local elementary school. So the overview of this project, we are renovating different areas of the school to ensure that we are having an amazing and safe learning and work environment for all staff and students. We want to make sure that things are consistently upgraded and managed so that everything is as safe as it can be and everything is just as amazing as it can be for our staff and students. While we are completing this project, we want to make sure that we are maintaining appropriate instruction time for the teachers and the students as we are working in their space. So to ensure that they are maintaining appropriate instruction for their students, we need to be mindful of how we are working within the school as we are working during the school day. Some unforeseen challenges that we've experienced through the first half of this project are a lack of team communication, conflicting priorities, and underperforming team members. These challenges make it very difficult for the teachers to help their students, for the students to learn, for the workers for this project to make adequate progress toward the end goal, and for the work that is completed to be done correctly and appropriately to make sure that everything is going to be as safe as possible and that nothing is going to be messed up or done incorrectly that we have to go back and do it again, which would make everything take longer. So to aid these unforeseen challenges, we have come up with 3 different strategies that we are going to implement throughout the second half of this project to ensure that we are doing better by our staff, our students, and our teachers. Different effects of each of these challenges. A lack of team communication that leads to routine disruptions for the students, interrupted learning of the students, lowered test scores due to the interrupted learning and routine disruptions, and behavior problems arising due to a lack of normal routine. Conflicting priorities at work result in sloppily done work. Disgruntled teachers as their classrooms are being taken over without any notice and they have to move, they have to do things at the drop of a hat. It is not what they prefer to do. And interrupted learning for students once again. If we are taking over their classroom or performing a task in their room, they are not going to be able to pay as much attention to the teacher and to their lessons as they would be if we were not in the classroom. And then underperforming team members result in distaste towards support members who are supposed to be there to communicate and make sure that everything is cleaned up and everything is moving along nicely. There'd be safety hazards due to things not being done correctly to make sure that we are finishing things at a quicker pace or not cleaning materials up correctly, especially in an environment where children are. And then money lost due to having to redo different parts of our project if things are not being done correctly the first time. To fix our lack of proper communication within the workplace, we are going to clarify goals and expectations, making sure that everyone understands what success looks like and how their work contributes to the success. That is from Arizona State University from their article in 2023. Communication is very essential to any project throughout all steps, especially when it is taking place where others are working. So to make sure that we are actively communicating with each other, we are going to set clear goals and expectations and make sure that everyone understands exactly what those goals and expectations are. When we have those set goals and expectations, we are able to follow a strict set of guidelines that keep people accountable for exactly what they should be doing. And communication should be streamlined as everyone has their specific job. To fix conflicting priorities throughout this project, we are going to think about the customer's needs. In this case, our customer is the school, the teachers, and their students. Effective prioritization often leads to positive feedback from both customers and other key parties, reinforcing the value of these skills. This came from Indeed.com, and I really enjoyed this quote because the customer is not just the school and the people inside of it, it is everyone around them too. Because if we receive positive feedback, we're going to be called back in by others, so we need to make sure that we are doing things nicely, appropriately, and correctly. When completing a project involving many people and children during their workday, We need to make sure that we are prioritizing the correct jobs at the correct times. We cannot be doing a huge renovation in the classroom if there's a teacher in the room with their students. We need to time things out appropriately to make sure that we are not going to be in the way of them in their learning. Working with underperforming team members. To make a project run as smooth as possible, everyone needs to be doing their part and contribute to their part of the project. A quote from Forbes in 2026 says that we need to treat development as a facet of our reputation. We are not doing good work just to make people happy. We are doing it to show that we are the ones able to do this amazing work, and that we should be trusted, and that we should be called back for other parts of other different jobs. We need to stop treating development as a retention strategy. Instead, treat it as your reputation. We don't only want to be called back because we did a good job. We want to be called back because people see the hard work that we're doing, the amazing effort that we put into all of our jobs, and the attitude that we bring toward our jobs. So if we're leaving things a mess, if we're not doing things correctly, if we're getting in the way of others, we are not doing our job and we are ruining our reputation. We need to flip the script and make sure that we are working to show people that we are the ones able to do this. To build a better culture within our organization throughout this project, we are going to increase communication and streamline everything that needs to be communicated with others. So we will let teachers and staff know what we are doing and when. We'll make sure that all workers know exactly where they should be at what time, and we'll make sure that we are not going to be in the way of people during critical instruction time. We're going to increase collaboration within our team to make sure that things are getting done more quickly, as they are going to be working together. And we're going to streamline progress while prioritizing the needs of those who we work around. So essentially, we are going to try and make things done quickly, efficiently, and be less of a bother than we have before. Thank you so much.